This is Charlie for Topic, and in this video I'm going to briefly look at a new generic battery on the market, a Jupio model that apparently can replace the Canon LP-E6NH. Right, and I've got a genuine Canon battery there as well. So let's rip them open and start looking at them. So genuine batteries versus third-party batteries. It's always a big debate about them, whether you should use it in your camera, yes or no. Pros and cons, etc., etc. One of the only reasons that you ever consider this would be price. So these little Jupio batteries at the moment are going for less than half the price of the genuine Canon LP-E6NH. And that's quite a significant factor to keep in mind when starting to look at using any form of a generic third-party battery. Always your biggest question is how compatible are they, and are they as good or close to as good as the genuine article? Now, never have been a big fan of using different branded batteries in consumer and prosumer cameras. Here at the rental shop, we just had endless issues with it at one point in time, but then they work perfectly fine on things like other accessories that's been designed to use this form factor. And especially at half the price, that's just quite a lot of saving you can get in there, as long as the performance is, similar to the original. So if budget is not an option, I guess you can stay with the genuine ones, but otherwise, why not? So at least these Jupios claim to be able to replace the Canon LP-E6NH, and they claim 100% compatibility with all camera functions available. Now, this wasn't always the case in the past with some of the other brands and things out there. So again, like I say, just stick to reputable brands. And at least they, have the guts to give it a 3-year warranty. So I guess if you're not happy with any of those claims, you've got an option there. Okay. So at first glance, these two batteries look very similar, as they should. I mean, this is a high quality build. High quality molding. It doesn't feel cheap. Even the little locking lugs and slots here on the side, if I quickly look at that, that looks really well molded. Don't see any issues there. And if we look at the specs on the batteries, 7.2 volt on the Canon, 2130 milliamps, and also there 2030 milliamps is the current you can produce. Capacity, though, is slightly different. Canon 16 watt hour, Jupio is 15.3 watt hour. So at first it doesn't look like a big difference, but it's about a 4 or 5% difference. But we'll have to put it through a little stress test and see what it does and what that means in real life. So first, what I'm going to do with the test, I'm going to charge up both of these batteries, get into 100% capacity on a genuine Canon charger, and then I'm going to run this little small HD monitor with them and see how long they last. So proof is in the pudding. Let's find out. Okay, so with the little pseudo endurance test that I did here on the small HD monitor, I got some strange results. Actually, so much that I had to do it again just to make sure I didn't make a silly mistake somewhere. But in any case, with the little Jupio battery running on there, I got an average running time of about 87 minutes, and with the Canon, 108 minutes. So it's quite a significant difference. I mean, that's almost like 24-25%. Now, I know here, you remember in the beginning of the video I said that the Jupio claims to have a 15.3 watt hours and the Canon clocks in at 16. What's that, 4 or 5% more capacity than the little Jupio? Yet it lasts 25% longer, so I don't know, something weird's going on here with the maths. But yeah, so we're going to have to go and test this on cameras and actually see what it does. And I guess time will tell after we ran these puppies a couple of times through the charger to see how long they last. And actually what punishment they can take. But like I said here, your choice for buying one of this will be driven by budget. And if you're going to run it on, or power accessories, something like small HDs with these batteries, then price is definitely the point here, man. That's all right. I mean, you save half your money there. But in cameras, I would start to think twice, because, you don't want your camera cutting out when it shouldn't. Also, something just as a side note I found interesting On the small HC, you can set up your display to show various information about what's going on, little stats. So I just activate it there. Now, for me, it's interesting that I could not get it to show me the percentage of the battery left up here in the right-hand corner, whereas with the Canon battery, I can actually set it to show me the percentage of the battery, not just the voltage. So I found that interesting as well. So it just means that something slightly different is going on in the circuitry in this thing. But yeah, I'm going to have to go test some cameras and test this 100% compatibility a little bit more and see if it's really true. Well, we'll get back to you guys.